Yo, what's up, gamers? Aaron Shack here, and we are live. It is The Division's 10th anniversary. Tom Clancy's The Division. We have a showcase here from Ubisoft.
Greetings, agents, and welcome to our 10th anniversary celebration for Tom Clancy's The Division.
Can't believe it's been 10 years since the
full decade
first game.
Fighting the good fight, tweaking those loadouts just right, and closing those car doors almost tight. I'm your host, Chris Waters,
Biggest feature.
and during our show today, you'll hear from the developers of The Division 2 and The Division Resurgence about what's happening now and what's coming up soon. Here's how the show's gonna play out. First off, we're gonna take a little cover-to-cover dash down memory lane with a teaser for an upcoming retrospective on The Division, the game that started it all. Next, it's over to The Division 2, where the celebrations are kicking off today with a special anniversary season live now. And you're gonna get the full breakdown on this massive month-long event from Massive themselves. Then we'll look to the future of The Division 2 and what's shaping up to be a very exciting year ahead, with plenty of new plans on the way, no matter how you like to play, and a surprise or two to boot. After that, The Division Resurgence has big news to share and some details about the in-game rewards awaiting you in the upcoming free-to-play mobile game if you've played The Division 2 and vice versa.
Been waiting
Finally,
ages
we'll
for
flow
that.
right into a live discussion with the developers themselves as they dive deeper into today's topics and answer your questions over on the Division Game Twitch channel. So, let's proceed. It's time for a glimpse into the past of The Division before we turn our attentions to the future.
I remember very vividly how sitting like on launch day, I was sitting in the live ops room, which is basically a room with a bunch of screens that are showing the server status, and I was watching this graph, which is basically like the player count. So I was just sitting there like completely mesmerized and praying that there wouldn't be a big dip. And there were no dips. The game was stable. The graphs just kept going up, and they were going up, and well, what a fantastic feeling.
March 2016 marked the birth of Tom Clancy's The Division, kicking off a decade of development, evolution,
Yeah, Division
and
2 in
experiences,
2019,
both for
right before
players
COVID.
and developers.
Battle for Brooklyn
This is
last year.
10 years of The Division.
Like, it's crazy they waited
I'm not
5
gonna lie,
years
it
to
makes me
put
a little
out an
nostalgic to
expansion
think
after
back to that
Warlords of New
feeling
York.
of walking on those New York City streets for the first time in The Division and just seeing the
Yeah, dude,
incredible
it's
level of detail,
nothing like
telling
it.
stories on every street corner. So good. And then the Underground, the Survival, Last Stand DLC each had this kind of different
Survival
take on the core
is
mechanics
probably
of the
one of the
game.
best things I've
there's a
ever
reason it had legs.
seen
And even
The
today,
Division do.
after all the quality of life improvements, the 4K 60 FPS updates on current gen consoles, The Division still has the juice.
Oh my God, it's
if you want to see more,
$5?
keep an eye on The Division social channels for release of that retrospective.
Yeah,
Now,
$5
we're gonna
is
talk
pretty
about
good.
The Division 2, 'cause
I would
that's where the
highly
anniversary
recommend.
celebration is underway. Let's hear from the Division 2 developers themselves about this special anniversary season and all it has in store.
I gotta say, it's kind of a hard sell. I returned to Division 2 because I love the game, but
starting today, we've rolled out
it's
a
hard to
special
find like any
anniversary
reason
season
to
in The Division 2
continuously
with
play it
something new happening each week.
as much as I love it.
This special celebratory season is the perfect blend of nostalgia and fresh content, bringing exciting activities and rewards that we can't wait for you to experience.
The 4-week anniversary celebration includes 2 brand new global events inspired by the original game, each offering gameplay challenges and exclusive rewards. The first is Ambush, where a damage multiplier of up to 200% is applied. The multiplier increases while you remain stationary, but decreases as you move and change positions. The second is Assault, where damage dealt to enemies within a certain range delivers a 200% damage multiplier.
We're also bringing back a fan favorite weapon from The Division, the iconic exotic LMG Big Alejandro. You can grab it on the free rewards track until the end of March.
Okay.
The entire Tom Clancy universe is coming together to celebrate The Division, with 6 new tactical uniforms from
Are they gonna
across
give
the
us-
Splinter Cell, Rainbow Six Siege, and Ghost Recon franchises. Progress
Damn it,
through
they
the
didn't give us the
anniversary
OG
pass
Sam
to
Fisher
unlock
outfit.
these new uniforms, allowing you to
That's
gear
kinda
up your
stuff-
agent
looks
in
like
the
it's from,
shoes
like,
of some of your
Conviction.
favorite Clancy heroes.
Ah, that's definitely cool. All right. Now
For
this
our big
is it.
celebration, we
Realism
also
mode.
wanted to give players a completely new experience of The Division, so we have released the limited time game mode, Realism.
Believe it's
Available only during the anniversary season and exclusive to Warlords of New York, with the expansion being free to play for all Division 2 players during anniversary. Expect action-focused combat with reduced time to kill and realistic weapon damage based on bullet caliber. The mode also offers classic realism elements like reduced UI, limited HUD, no health regeneration, scarce ammo, and longer skill cooldowns. Tense and unforgiving, Realism mode is your chance to experience The Division like never before.
When The Division 2 was released 7 years ago, it earned praise for its world building and visuals. Since then, video games have continued to evolve, and with our anniversary celebration, we saw a perfect opportunity to reinvest in the visual quality of the world. With today's update, we've added a visual upgrade featuring refined shadows and fog, improved lighting and reflections, a range of material updates to the surfaces to look more realistic, and many other improvements. The improvements allow for a richer, more immersive experience with sharper details.
It doesn't
and
help
improved
that
textures
the
make
images
locations feel
are at a
more
different
alive
time
and
of
truer to
day,
the
so
game's
it's
world,
like-
all while keeping performance smooth.
Like you're showing everything at like dawn.
Lastly, what's a celebration without presents? To show our appreciation for your continued support, every The Division 2 player will receive an exclusive anniversary hoodie featuring our beloved Tommy the Bear. A little something to keep you safe on your next mission.
And there's more. If you tune in to any partner Division 2 Twitch streams, you can earn Clancy-themed rewards, including unique weapon skins, trophies, as well as named and exotic caches. The anniversary season has something for everyone, so jump in and enjoy.
Oh, that's cool.
The anniversary season is already underway in The Division 2, so dive in and start enjoying the festivities as you tackle realism mode on one screen and have another screen open to earn those Twitch drops. That's the perfect second screen experience, if you ask me. And remember, the Warlords of New York expansion is free this month if you own The Division 2, complete with those visual upgrades you just heard about. Now, if you don't own The Division 2, then I have got a deal for you, my friend, and that is up to 90%
Wait, it's
off.
cheaper?
Up to 90% off is so much off, it's barely any on. And hey, if you have the game already, think about picking it up for a friend that you want to roll with, because the future is looking bright, and that is just what our next segment is all about. The next year of The Division 2.
This is a massive year for The Division 2, and this month being just the beginning.
With it being our anniversary year, we wanted to ensure that we deliver a full year of exciting content for all our players.
It has never been a better time to be an agent.
In April, we kickstart our new season, Rise Up, calling agents to come together to take on the Black Tusk with the introduction of new features centered around increasing the challenge but also making agents more powerful. To celebrate the anniversary year though, the promise of seasons is so much more.
Beyond new special events, features, revamps, gear and weapons, it is our ambition to also deliver on some of your biggest requests this coming year. This includes PvP-focused balancing updates and content, crossplay, with it never being a better time for agents to come together no matter the platform, and lastly, the reintroduction of the highly
Crossplay
appreciated
is good.
classified assignments, allowing agents to uncover new stories in bespoke missions each season. 2 years ago, we released Paradise Lost, the first incursion in The Division 2. Challenging the most skilled of agents, we saw waves of you answer the call.
Knowing these agents are now looking for their next challenge, we are happy to reveal that this year we will release our second incursion, taking agents to an entirely new location that will push them to the brink.
Steel Creek Hydroelectric.
Survivors is the return of winter survival to the Division franchise, with improvements and bold new additions to the extraction experience. As you deploy into a Washington, D.C. completely transformed by a deadly snowstorm, you'll have to fight both the elements and the enemy factions, alongside or against other agents.
The team is making good progress, focusing hard on making a systemic
That's what I'm most excited about, other than realism mode, which I would
We are
love to
building
see
survivors with our players,
as an
and we are
option.
happy to already be doing close testing with further plans.
It's like a new
We
way
can't
to
wait
play
for
the
you to play
game.
it.
But that's not all for this year.
We're teasing Central Park.
With some jam-packed seasons and highly requested updates, plus a new incursion and that new DLC exploring Central Park, the anniversary
So it's
season
just
is
going to
the
be
start
Central
of
Park.
a big
It's
year
not gonna be-
for the
I
Division
mean, that's
2.
still a lot.
And that's
A lot
not
of
the only new
territory, but
Division action.
I'd
you
really
can look
hoped
forward to,
what
because
would
we turn
happen
our
with
attention
Division
now
1
to
was
the
that
Division
they would
Resurgence,
release
the first
expansions and we'd
full-fledged
eventually
Division
have all
game
of New
on
York to
mobile.
roam.
The dev team has
just
a
didn't pan
fresh
out that
look
way.
at this free-to-play
Would've
game
been really
in
cool.
motion, and some big news to share.
Last month, we had the chance to join the Elite Task Force here at Massive, and it was an incredible experience, meeting the community, playing together,
Yeah,
sharing
between
feedback.
this and
It
and
is
the
always
Avatar,
the best feeling
Frontiers
when we
of
see our
Pandora,
players enjoying the
Massive
game
has
we
been
have
busy.
crafting for so long. Today, we're excited to share a major update with you, but enough talking, let's have a look.
You and your kind. Your days are over.
free to play. Yo, what's up? Boom? How you doing?
All it took was a hyped up flu to tear it all down.
So that's Resurgence. That's the free-to-play mobile game,
Morning, Agent.
which is
You missed Santa.
intended to
And the following week.
let us experience
I've been
First Division game.
First wave agents like you are now a rare breed. Most are either MIA, KIA, or rogue.
Not
The city.
honestly
needs
not bad for a mobile game. Mobile games have come a long way.
To all units, they got RPGs and machine guns. I'm not sure how long we can hold.
Like, I mean, keep in mind this was
The Rikers
originally an
are
Xbox One game.
Maniacs,
you know,
the murderers.
Xbox One, PS3, PC,
So the cleaners are back, huh?
or PS4.
Sounds like you met the latest editions
Xbox
of
One,
the
PS4,
numbnuts of
PC.
Manhattan. They call themselves the Free Men.
Yeah, to see that on mobile.
We'll get through this. We'll rebuild.
Your division, aren't you? Where were you? You were supposed to protect us, damn it.
I don't think it's
It's
like
not
quite
over.
the visual
Not by a
fidelity
long shot.
of the original game, but it's still really good.
Let's play.
Yeah, like for a mobile game, you gotta admit that's pretty impressive.
the tunnels.
Let them have it.
March 31st. Wow, that's coming quick.
We're looking at a possible full-scale national civil war.
We've been keeping tabs on
Unless we
this game
stop
for years.
That's right. The game is set to release on March 31st. So now is a perfect time
Dude,
to
I'm
pre-register to make sure you can
pre-downloaded.
jump in on day one and secure exclusive
Like-
rewards. If you are on iOS, you can now pre-order as well. If you already pre-register on Android, double check that your registration is still active so you
Yeah.
don't miss out. You have been waiting for this moment. We can't wait to welcome you all in the Division Resurgence. We also have something special for the Division veterans. If you play both Resurgence and the Division 2, you'll unlock exclusive rewards. And now, I leave you with Jonathan, who wants to show you around New York City.
Hello everyone, Jonathan here. Today I'll be introducing you to a short walkthrough of what you can expect from our game at launch. Resurgence is a brand new Division title,
Dang, man.
faithful to the experience of the original games, but built specifically to be playable
There's
from
still
anywhere on mobile.
an hour and a half.
In Resurgence,
Hour and
you'll
20
play a
minutes.
first wave agent in a brand new story.
Yeah, I
Taking place in
mean, this
Manhattan
is
after the
typical
events
like
of Division
mobile
1.
screen
For this
interface,
walkthrough,
but
I've
maybe
teamed
if you
with
hook
my
up a
friend Erwan,
controller,
and we head out in
you
the
know,
open
you could
world
disable
towards the
some of the
mission that
HUD,
we want to complete.
obviously.
On our way, we cross the path of another player. In Resurgence, the open world is shared, allowing agents to spontaneously meet.
Yeah, this is new.
The
Like,
player seems
we're
friendly
gonna actually
and
see
well-equipped,
other
so we
players
invite him to
in
join
the
our
open
team,
world.
and we start the mission together. In this
Whereas in
mission,
the
we must
original, it was
reclaim a
just
radio station from the Freemen, a
we were
new
kind of
enemy
just
faction
in our own
introduced in
worlds,
Resurgence.
you know, with our buddies.
In Resurgence, you can expect intense cover shooter gameplay as in the original games, rewarding precision and tactical thinking.
I'm just curious how
The Freemen oppose a
how
fierce
the
resistance,
difficulty will
but
work
thanks to the
with
complementarities of our
there just
specializations,
being
we can
agents
make
all
short
over
work
the
of them.
place.
In
And
Resurgence,
then I guess
each
you'll probably
specialization
load
comes with
into an
specific
instance
skills,
when
offering
you
a
get
unique,
into a
curated
mission
playstyle.
or go to a certain area.
Pick one when you create your agent, unlock
It
new
might
ones as
cue you
progress
out
through
of
the game,
that
and
open
can
world.
freely
That way
swap
you
between
don't
them
just
when
have
outside
players
of
running
combat.
everywhere at all
After
times.
navigating through rooftops and the radio station floors, we finally reach the Freeman leader. Time for a boss fight.
I'm lighting you up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, so obviously some new stuff here. What's up, Devin? How you doing, man? Yeah, so this is the Division mobile game, Resurgence.
We finally take the boss down and are
I mean, it
rewarded
doesn't
with
look
some
bad.
sweet loot,
It's like fun.
allowing us to refine our character build. In Resurgence,
I
you
also
can
wonder
expect
how
hundreds of
hot your
customization
phone's
options.
gonna get, you
From
know?
apparel cosmetics to RPG items,
There's a
ton
lot.
of gameplay effects
You'd have to
to
go
customize
back
your
and watch
playstyle.
because like
Weapons, gear
the
pieces,
Division, the
skill
Division
mods,
2,
and even new types of
massive
RPG tech
updates,
items
new
that push the game crafting
expansions.
options even further. Now emboldened by our success in the mission, we decide
Lots
to
of
go
reasons
hunt
to get
for
back
more loot.
in. Realism mode
It's
in
time
the
for
Division
us
2
to
starts
face the
today
dangers of
and
the
runs
dark zone.
until April 2nd.
Thank you, Jonathan. If you want to see more Resurgence
it's a
gameplay,
lot.
stick around until the end of the
They're
show.
definitely
Being
delivering.
part of this anniversary means a lot to
It's
us.
just weird.
We're
It's
humbled
been
to
10
join
years
this
since the
amazing
first
Division
game.
community with a new platform and
And
new
they're like
content.
just now
We can't
realizing
wait
that they're
to play
sitting
with
on a
you
gold
very
mine,
soon.
you know?
Until then, make sure you register now and
Like,
get
it's
ready
crazy
for
that
launch.
Division 2 went 5 years with no expansions after Warlords of New York, and then they finally did Battle for Brooklyn. It's like, dude, you had a player base immediately
Now, if you're
after
watching
Warlords
this
that
live
was
on
ready
March
for more
3rd,
content.
The show is far from over. The Division development team will be joining this broadcast live from Sweden to dive deeper into all the celebration news and to answer your questions in the
dude,
chat
like,
at
you could be so much further along if you had been,
Just hang tight
you know,
for two
constantly
quick
updating
reminders.
the
First up,
game and
the Division 2 is
adding
on
new
sale
content.
for up to 90% off.
Dude,
and the
$2.99
anniversary season
is
underway.
insane,
That means
dude.
unique rewards, visual upgrades, realism mode, and best of all, Warlords of New York. The expansion
God.
is free to play for all Division 2 owners for the duration of the celebration.
That
And
is
on
a lot of
March
information.
31st, you can dive into the brand new story of the Division Resurgence for free. So make sure you're pre-ordered on iOS or pre-registered on Android. And remember,
Dude.
you'll have in-game rewards waiting for you there if you've played the Division 2, as well as some goodies delivered back into your Division 2 stash
Right.
just for playing Resurgence.
And crossplay.
Now, on behalf of the many, many creative and
Goodness
hardworking
sake.
folks at Ubisoft Studios around the world who dedicate so much to bring you these amazing games, thank you for playing. And on behalf of me, your host, Chris Waters, thanks for watching. And
Nice.
with that, it's time to get live over in Sweden. So please, sit tight as the massive team takes it away.
Warlords of New York is also free for this month, which you'll need to play realism mode.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the post show.
Division 1
I
is
hope that you
$5,
enjoyed
Division
the
2 is
very
$2.99.
Many announcements that we just saw in the showcase.
Survivors
And this
is
the part
being
where we
worked
go a
on.
little bit deeper
Central
and
Park
cover the
DLC is
details.
coming out this year for Division 2.
So we have the anniversary season that's live right now. We will cover what's coming next. From
And also
season
Tom
structure to
Tom
new
Clancy
DLC, and we'll
collaboration
also visit
here.
Paris. to talk a bit with the Resurgence team.
We're getting stuff from Splinter Cell, Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, all those things.
So for you who don't know
Division
who I am one part of the community development team here at
Mass Effect 4,
Annalise
yeah.
is my name, and next to me is Leo, that other part.
Hello.
We also have a
I
guest
don't
with
know.
us,
That's
the
a very
one and
tricky
only
situation
creative director on the Division
where
2.
BioWare is
Hello.
at
Happy
after
to have you here.
I was hidden this whole time.
multiple failures. You know, Anthem, which I really enjoyed, didn't pan out so well. The new Dragon Age didn't pan out very well. Andromeda, I don't think is near as bad as everyone hated. That didn't pan out very well.
Can you imagine that? Realize how
It's been here, you know.
I'm old.
You're getting.
So
old.
it's like they're kind of trying to go back to the OG Mass Effect world and characters and stuff. It should be a surefire hit, but I don't know if it's the same studio anymore. That's the scary part. Is you know, a lot of those OG people might not be there, or they might just have a totally different philosophy of how they make games. So I'm very worried. It's very much the same thing as you know, the Suicide Squad game from Rocksteady being like a vast departure from the Arkham games. Marathon being like such a vast departure from what Bungie used to do with Destiny, and even some of Destiny's updates being such a vast departure from the old Bungie. You know, some of these studios have been, even Halo. Some of these studios have irreversibly changed due to layoffs and people moving to other companies and stuff like that. So it's like it's hard to it's hard to predict if these studios will come out with a good game nowadays. You know, we can't trust in that brand and franchise loyalty or loyalty to the studio. We kind of just have to take the punches as they come. You know.
Something that the community has been anticipating a lot.
Yeah, and Marathon, I don't really like it, but you know,
we have for this
it seems to be doing all right. I guess we'll see how launch day goes 2 days from now.
In the end, yeah, I know you notice, we as well. And yeah, just link
like,
your
I'm
Twitch
curious.
account
I
with
would
your
like
Ubi
to play it
account
more,
and
but
claim
I didn't have time, and I wasn't feeling it. Not my vibe.
To March 10th. And if you want to dress for the occasion in real life, we
AI slop articles. No. Yeah, I hate it, dude.
Merch.
AI slop
so
everywhere.
You'll find these at Ubisoft.
That's a cool hoodie.
Those are the merch.
I still have the watch from the original Division Collector's Edition.
The Division from E3 in 2015 to launch day of Division 2, Wony, Battle for Brooklyn. We have a lot of highlights.
Those statues are pretty cool
10
too.
years, and I would like to start this talking to you, Yannick, because you have been here since the beginning, and I want to know, what does 10 years of the Division mean to you?
Well, gosh, it's actually 11 years for me even.
Yeah, look at those statues and
I
figures.
mean, what does it mean for me? I
think Sideshow has a Division figurine like that.
It's pretty insane to think that we are here today celebrating 10 years, that we are celebrating 7 years of the Division 2. We are announcing year 8.
Yeah, I get most of my gaming news, you know, on Twitter, YouTube, but I try to avoid AI at all costs, whether it's in video or written format.
We are today, so it's incredible. And to see
look
the
at this!
players still be with
They
us,
got a little
see the excitement
Division
in chat
1
and see
figurine.
some
Let me go
names in
back.
here that have been with us for probably those 10 years. That's.
Man, let me go back. I was blocking it with my cam. Yeah, right here. Dude, I should have gotten that. I don't think I have that figurine.
It's incredible, and to see the
I don't know. All right, let me
vibe,
flash
and more
forward.
important, if you have any fun story that you want to share with us from there.
It's. I mean, I do have a lot of war stories. I annoy people with my
You
war
get some
stories.
subtitles
Sometimes I
on
feel
here.
like a dinosaur. Like, you know.
I had to take them off because we had things in other languages and
I mean,
a
I
lot
have
of writing at the
great
bottom of the
memories.
screen.
Launch
They
day
had already
was really special. Launch day of Division
so.
1, as we saw in that small teaser there, Magnus talking about the launch and you know, looking at the screens with all the you know, the graphs going up and
I did get to play some early
laptop, situation. People remember the laptop.
You know, like
Do you also
alpha
remember the
beta
jumping jacks?
Division
we had the
Heartland
issue at
stuff,
launch
which I
that,
can't
we
talk
could
about,
jumping
but
jack
sadly
in
that
the
game
door
was
frame
canceled.
and prevent our players from actually crossing.
We were
the
under
door frame
NDA
because there
for
was
that
collision
one.
between characters. So that was a thing.
But I think it's good that we are getting a Division 3, that they are are working on
There are
that.
a bunch.
We're not going to hear anything on that for a while. And Division 2 is still very much alive.
On the game.
I try to do as much like react
I mean,
and news
so
coverage
many
and
good
stuff
memories
as I
today.
can.
They are good today.
And I'm going to try to lean into it a little more.
Experiences back then, but it's yeah, there's been so much.
Yeah, and we want to take
this is a lot for
to
today.
thank
Indie
you,
World Showcase from
thank all the
Nintendo,
players
and
that
then
have
also
made,
this.
has made it all possible.
And also we have Metal Gear Solid showing
you know,
up in Rainbow
all over
Six
the world,
Siege
people have
today.
contributed these 10 years with
realism mode in
creations,
this game
you know,
drops today.
Cosplayers, photo mode images, just sharing. Yeah, we have some highlights here. Just what we gathered over the years.
Lie, this
Obviously, there's
part's
so
gonna...
many more
Oh, a cookie!
that has shared them.
Thing. Okay, let's see if they get to like something more interesting here.
And I want to remember you guys.
Oh, if you spot it.
Okay, so yeah, they have Splinter Cell. Oh, Archer is premium. Yeah, so this is from Conviction. This is Archer and Kestrel. Archer here, Kestrel over here. He was the Russian operative. Ghost Recon, Siege, more Ghost Recon. Very cool. Yeah, just more caches and things.
Yeah,
okay, very cool.
We teased it. You make it sound like
patch notes that will come right after this stream. Some people are like, "Hey, where's the patch notes? Why you're not? Are you hiding something?" It's gonna be released.
It looks like
right
they're gonna
after this
pivot
stream
to
with
like
all the
some
details for
gameplay
this new
or show
gear.
Show something.
Cool. And you can have a bunch of caches, and most important,
Area
the 10th
Pride.
anniversary cache with a lot
Getting
of
kills
cool
and
stuff
hitting
that
enemies
you
3
can
times
get.
builds
Again,
red
patch notes
stacks. Each stack provides 0.5% weapon damage. Getting hit 3 times builds blue stacks. Each stack provides 0.5% damage resistance. Upon reaching 80 stacks in total, lose all stacks and receive a separate bonus of 0.5% damage resistance per red stack and 0.5% weapon damage per blue stack until the next time the stack cap is reached. Interesting.
For every single of them. But wow. The big thing for this anniversary season is the realism mode, right, Yannick? And this is the thing that we're super excited to have you guys testing.
Okay, they're talking about realism mode.
Over this afternoon, some people
here.
maybe have finished it. But yeah, it's an exclusive mode for anniversary season, available in WONI, in Warlords of New York, but it's free to access. So everybody now can play the release mode regardless of having or not.
Yeah, so realism
right?
mode,
yes,
reduced
yes,
HUD,
we
reduced
wanted
healing
realism mode to be
abilities.
focused on New York. You know, New York is the place where the two games converge. So we wanted to use that opportunity to go back to the map of Warlords of New York and create that experience there. But that only
And
makes sense
damage
if
is
everybody
based
gets
on
to
like
experience
weapon
it. We don't
type
wanna gate
and
this behind the
caliber of
paywall.
rounds.
So for the duration of the anniversary, anybody can play the expansion Warlords of New York and can play realism mode.
And this mode brings a minimal HUD and UI, so we're trying to get it more and more grounded, more Clancy experience. A reduced time to kill, no health regen, longer cooldowns for skills, and
no health
ammo.
regen.
What can you say?
It
about
looks like you do
this
have
mode as an
armor
experience
plates,
that we're
though.
offering to the players as a different thing, like a celebration for those 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's two things that are important for us with realism.
So
mode.
it's also possible that I guess I'll keep it right.
It's
also possible that this realism mode, which they're running for this month, is a test. It could be like if a lot of players play it, or a lot of people talk about it and favorably and enjoy it. It could be a thing that maybe they added as like an alternate mode. And that's probably why they're only testing it within the Warlords of New York DLC, which means, you know, very specific small
there might be people
area.
out there that you know,
I don't know.
like the idea of the Division.
This
but
is
not
something
necessarily-
I think players
RPG,
ever
into
since
the,
day
the
one
mechanics
of
that
the
we have
first
here.
game have wanted for the past
we
10
thought maybe
years.
that's a good way for them
It's
to
literally been a
introduce
lot of
them
people's
to the
biggest
world of the
complaint
Division, and maybe
is that
from
they
there,
don't
hopefully,
like
wanna
the
stick around
looter
and
shooter
try the rest of the game. So
RPG
that's how we built this, really trying to use
RPG
what we
style
have and just
mechanics,
make
I guess,
make modifications,
of
make changes, and you know, the more we
the
learn, the
Division,
more changes
everyone
we
being
make, the
very
more we learn.
bullet
What if we
spongy
did
and
that? What if
everything,
we
you
tried
know.
that?
We kind of just wanted,
and really
you know,
trying
the
to
way
strike
we
that,
think of
fine
Tom
balance
Clancy
between
games
still
are
something that feels like the
hyper realistic. You know?
But at the end of the day, also feels quite
And that was
different.
the standard, whether you were playing Splinter
makes
Cell,
sense.
Ghost
And
Recon,
again,
Rainbow
it's
Six,
limited
like
only. You
all of
can
these games
experience
were like
release mode only
hardcore
during the anniversary season, so
survival
you have roughly
and
4 weeks.
Tactical and
I'll
managing.
comment on that just quickly because I've seen a bunch of comments on chat on like
ammo,
why is it time limited, and there's a few
health,
reasons for
armor,
that, but
all those things.
It's a celebration. It's we call it a mode, but
so
I
we
like
might
to
skip
think
a little bit,
of it more as an event.
I want to see if they'll talk more about this.
It's really something we built for the anniversary to try to propose for a limited time something that again feels different. It's not meant as an infinitely replayable thing. You will play it. You play the campaign of Warlords of New York. There is an end. Once you've finished it, we don't expect you to keep playing and grinding it. There is no grind. There is no RPG in there.
There's no grind. It's just like you
so
can
for that,
play
it
it.
makes more sense to actually end it, to actually remove it. But of course, if people like it, we could bring it back again in the future.
People like it, we could bring it back.
And I think
I don't like the idea of it
discussion on how
just
this
being a limited
concept of
event
realism and
that they'll
immersion,
bring back every now and
How do
then.
we want to see that evolve in the
I
future?
disagree.
So
But
welcome
I
to
understand they have to test these things.
Something that feels very Division is how beautiful the game is. Like we notice, we do these environment videos on a community team, and they're so appreciated. And the visual upgrade is something that is coming with this update.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of it kind of being
some
treated
visuals
like
for that.
Overwatch's
So the
PvE
team has been
events where
working
it's like
hard,
they come around
upgrading
like
a lot
once
of
a year,
things, like
and that's like the
global
only time I ever
illumination
enjoy
upgrade,
playing
we
the
have
game.
Reflections, we have
I mean, this is
building
not
on
exactly the same thing, but it's like that
materials,
same vibe
all
of
the
like,
tricky
oh,
words.
this thing that you really like, we're
it's
only going to give
insane
it to you for a
think
little
that,
bit.
I mean, the Division 2 is a game that's from 2019.
The visual
That's,
upgrade
that's
looks
a
really
generation
good.
of
I mean,
consoles ago.
we're
That's,
talking,
that's a
7
lifetime
years?
ago in the world of video games, and it's still, I like to think that it's still
7 year,
really holds. Visually, it is a beautiful game.
Anniversary
You still have
for
those wow
Division
moments when you
2.
play it. But for this anniversary, we
So
thought,
yeah,
okay,
giving the
maybe we
game a
should-
little
let's see
facelift
what
is
we can
good.
push.
I
Let's
just
try
hope
to-
it
let's try
doesn't
to do a bit more.
affect
There's
the
a bunch of
performance.
stuff
It's
that,
already a game.
that we thought we
It's
could,
kind of a
we could
massive
improve a bit on,
CPU
so
hog
we
on
worked a bunch of
PC.
things, as you said.
The game ran
Sales
better on
technical,
my
lingo that I don't understand, but
1070
people tell me,
than it
this is
does
how
on
they
my
did it.
3080.
At the
Like,
end of the day,
make
my
that
job
make
is just like,
sense.
hey, that
It-
looks prettier. That's cool. Let's
I
do
understand.
that. But I do think that it makes a big
The game
difference
has
when you log
continued to
into the
run
game
worse
today
over time.
and you get all of those improvements. That's part of the update. That's for everyone.
All right, hang on.
And you will get to get a different feel, a different vibe, and it's just it makes quite a difference. It makes a game that was already beautiful even more beautiful.
For sure. Something else that's being added is 2 new global events. So this is the first time we're adding new ones since year 2. And they might sound familiar. We have Ambush and Assault. And yes, indeed. These are from the first Division, and they work in the exact same way as they did in the first game. The rewards for these may also feel similar. Do you recognize these? I think we have the rewards popping up in just a second. Some cool masks. There we go.
Woo!
Okay.
Do you recognize them?
I've seen that one.
You've seen that one? Yeah. So
Oh, I remember that one.
so the 5th
Yo, what's up?
reward for each.
What's up, Uzu?
What saying? It's not
Of a
part of the chain,
bottleneck?
but when you
I
do
don't
the
know,
global
like,
event.
it's
Yeah, it was
that
remastered from
performance
the
issue
Division
regarding
1.
CPU.
Yeah, so it's, like
I would have to trace
it's the
it back,
10th anniversary,
but
so we wanted to bring a bit of
wanna
the Division 1
say
memory into the Division 2. So the
those
idea of
problems
making global
probably
events,
started.
we said, and it's something we haven't
Like,
done
it's
in
not even a
many years,
recent
so,
thing. Like,
making
last
global
year,
events, but actually
I tried to
bringing
run
back,
Warlords of
mechanics
New York.
and
It was
ideas from the
unplayable,
original
or
global events
not
in Division
Warlords,
1 was something that
Battle
made
for
a lot of
Brooklyn,
sense to us.
and the game was
And for bringing
unplayable.
back the global events, we might just bring back the mask. They're pretty cool.
Like, I remember playing this game at launch on my 1070, and the game ran flawlessly.
What's it called? The national.
But like over
candidate?
time, as I upgraded the PC,
So
let's
along-
see.
That's a thing we do apparently now.
Yeah. So alongside the anniversary season activities,
Uh,
a project will be available from March 16th to
Returned to
March
New York in
24th.
2024.
And this is in celebration of National Panda Day. So
Yeah,
applicants
it's
can complete
possible.
the Manning National Zoo.
Trying to see how far back.
Backpack trophy.
Oh, that's so cute.
I love this one. I'm a little bit obsessed with backpack trophies in the game.
Yeah,
like in Twitch shops and such.
probably-
I always think it's the favorite thing. And I started thinking about, like, what is it called? Lubu Lubu? Labu Labu? Like
Labu.
this, right?
Yeah.
It's a backpack trophy, right?
Yeah. It is.
as recently as 2025, but the problems probably go.
It's so amazing that this season is so short, but we have so many things to share here. Like, hey, this is happening, this is happening.
2023-ish.
So.
Enjoy.
I have Intel i7 8700K. Like, it's not even
and having a very
that old or that shitty. It's like
the celebrations
that should be like reasonably acceptable, especially for a game from 2019.
User content
but
highlights. So
part of it is optimization, because I've had friends run into the same issues.
Giveaways. We're gonna have more.
Regardless of like what GPUs we have. I had a friend that had a 1060 that was running the game really good, while I had a 3080.
Stay tuned in our socials because we have more.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, I could upgrade my PC and buy the latest processor, probably a new motherboard. I'd have to, build a whole new thing essentially.
New York with free access to the DLC. So what does
I don't
that
know.
mean? That
It's
you can
just
this time
part of it's
you can
not
play,
super well optimized.
regardless if you own or not.
I don't know.
Cool. Right after.
Yeah,
the
it really
anniversary
was.
season,
It really
I know
was
that now we're
good.
gonna talk
I
about
never
the
had
other
issues
exciting
for the
stuff that
longest
we
time.
just, shared during
But
the
yeah, I'll
showcase.
probably try to do some
Yep,
things.
anniversary check. Now it's time to talk
Maybe
about
also
what is coming
clear some
after
hard
that,
drive
because
space,
we briefly
an
talk
SSD
about,
space
year
if I
8
want
season
to
1.
cover this
It's called
game this
Rise
month
Up.
on PC.
Oh, we have a nice.
So this is a new.
Key art. Yeah, very cool.
Wait, what season?
And yeah,
hang on, go back. Yeah, year 8.
have a nice.
We're starting year 8 of Division 2.
Yeah, very
season
cool.
1.
And yeah, as soon as the
Yeah, I had the
stream is over,
EVGA
we're gonna go to the
1070.
season, but for now, we're talking about.
Want to say
what's
it was a
coming
TI?
next.
I don't remember.
And year 8, season 1 is the
I
first
would think
one.
so.
And yeah, looking to
I thought I had the box around here somewhere, but
during,
probably not.
We mentioned during the showcase, Yannick.
Yeah, that was my initial build, and then I eventually upgraded to the 3080, and I just haven't been impressed. I don't think the 3080
can share much, but at least one thing.
It's been all that much of a help, and now developers expect you to have a 5090 in your rig to be able to run anything at like medium or low spec.
Anyway,
like, goodness sake, guys.
Yeah, so Rise Up, as you said, it's without going into details, there's a bunch of stuff we're doing with Rise Up. It's actually a packed season. There's a lot of new things. There's a bunch of new features. One of them is not necessarily a new feature, but we're expanding on retaliation, and we are bringing the Black Tusk into the retaliation system. So
honestly, I think the big thing was probably all the announcements.
There's a few.
I'm not really seeing anything here that's.
We're doing a pass on like some quality of life improvements.
Now you get to experience that as well. No, I had a.
This is where they talk about survivors. Let's tap in on that.
Wintry survival extraction experience is coming to the Division 2.
There we
Survival
go.
in the first game was original.
And we're like, get this girl some water in chat. I got flashbacks because, as you might have heard, somebody said woohoo
well,
when Survival was announced in that clip, and that was me. And
no, I guess technically the Dark Zone in 2016 was the original like extraction shooter.
We have a new
but like,
in the
yeah, as far
studio.
as like hardcore
Welcome,
survival,
Magnus.
I mean the survival mode.
Like he just turned.
Yeah,
Yannick turned into Magnus.
Surviving the
So that-
winter, finding
So
food and
we
water,
have the
like that was
creative
really
director
cool.
Of
Cool
the
feature.
Division 2 survivors here with us.
New fans,
Welcome.
I believe
Thank
so.
you.
Very happy to have you here. So you were reintroduced to the
Yeah, and I mean, I have
players,
liquid
back at
cooling.
Gamescom.
I have fans in the
And
front, fans
you're not
in the
new
back,
to,
fans
to
in
the
the top.
universe
Like,
of the division. Can you tell us a bit
it
about
can't be
the
a
background?
cooling thing. Like
Absolutely.
everything's
I'm
fine.
super
Like
proud to have been the creative director
I
on
know.
the first Division game, which is now.
just Division 2 is kind of
10
an
years ago.
anomaly.
It's,
Like I can run a lot of games.
I don't know.
And a lot of CPU heavy
Where
games.
time goes.
Destiny
So,
runs fine, but
and
Division
then I
2
went
for
to
some
the Division
reason,
other stuff,
all the
but now
all the
I'm
data it has to
back,
process, all those
into the
statistics
Division,
for all the weapons.
lured back by the
All these things
possibility
it's
and promise of,
calculating at any one
survival
point, I
gameplay
guess.
and the
It
snowy streets,
makes it a massive
which,
hog,
is
and
an
so
opportunity I could
now with
mess up.
this
So, now
graphical
I'm a creative
uplift
director
that they're
for,
doing for the game. I'm even more concerned that the game might not run
as
at all.
creative director for Survivors, I can assume that you joined.
I was
Survive
trying to
Fest
stream
in
it back in
December.
2025, and it
Survival,
wasn't.
right?
Absolutely. I was I was actually
Totally
gonna be
unplayable.
on the stream as well, but I got.
I used
got
to stream
flu,
it all
and
the
then
time.
you
Loved
stepped
it.
in and played, and that went really well.
Yeah, it's
right?
just over the years steadily gotten worse.
Okay, no, it's we've all been
in terms
there.
of performance.
It's fine, and that's the whole point. I think the difficulty and the challenge is part of it. So now you get to experience that as well. No,
I'm probably gonna buy like I need to buy
I had
another
an amazing
external
run.
hard drive, and I'm gonna move all my images, thumbnails,
So I
that type of
started and I
stuff
died
for
quite
content
early.
creation to
I
that,
was
so
up
I
in
don't
the,
have to keep it on
northeast
a hard
corner.
drive.
And
But
then I
even
was
with
like,
that,
"Oh,
my
use
games are all on the
landmark view," and I was
SSD,
gonna,
so
okay, I'm gonna go in.
that shouldn't really
Okay, I'm gonna
have
beat
much
that one. Like,
effect. But I just
owe it
want to
to
have
myself.
more
And then I spawned in
more
the
hard
north,
drive space in
the
general for
opposite corner.
videos,
And then I was just
recording
like,
videos
okay,
and editing and
challenge
stuff.
accepted, and I just went for a
Not
long
have to
solo run
rely
with
on
some
the
PvE,
on the cloud so
and I
much.
just went like all the way down, rounded the dark zone, and then I did the thing, and I was like,
Yeah,
can I make it
overall,
down maybe?
I
And
think
then
it's a
went
pretty
into the dark zone,
interesting
and then
update
I
here.
I extracted, and there was
10
basically
years.
no seconds left on the clock. Like I found out.
Okay, I think
basically
after that they're just gonna
even
like
if
play
your-
the game.
Your sepsis clock
So,
goes to 0 when you're in the chopper after the cutscene. You're basically you're good. So, and I didn't know that. So that's how that's how close a call it was.
Yeah, I just want to see
so always good.
what else he says
anecdotes
about
in
survival.
that.
Yeah,
or
for sure.
survivors.
And that was a great
is
event.
what
We're
they're
very
calling
proud
this
of
newer
what we
iteration.
achieved with that we created Survivor Fest based on actually community events. What you guys do on your Saturdays, on your Sundays, how you organize people to go back to New York to enjoy survival. It was very cool. We had some technical difficulties, but we brought back the event in January to make sure that everybody could join. And we had some cool stats here that I would like to share because we have 2.2%.
Yeah, this is
of our
crazy.
players
They brought
making to the rank 3, 16.5 making to the rank 4, and the majority 81.2
They
to the rank 5.
organize players to
Average
go
time
back and
survived,
play survival mode in the
106
Division
minutes, almost
1.
2 hours.
Which is crazy.
59% of players successfully extracted at least once, and they got the reward for that. And just under 2 million resources
I didn't have
were
time to
consumed,
play it,
and we had 75,000 hunters defeated during Survive Fest. So it was super fun. We sent a survey
bad.
to collect your feedback. We know that some people got issues with the survey. In case you had issues, we recommend you to check your opt-in status within your Ubisoft account, because we can only send emails with surveys to people who have selected to receive messages from Ubisoft. But we got a lot of people providing feedback and talking about this feedback. Did you get any valuable insights from that Survive Fest? How it was for you as someone shaping the future of the mode, now getting the feedback from what it used to be?
Oh, absolutely. Feedback is always great. The community is everything. So first of all, thank you everyone for filling in the survey. That's I know it's a little bit of extra work, but it really does help. So, one of the things we got a confirmation on that's worth mentioning. It's kind of, if you're a fan, it's obvious, but it's the fact that the immersion, that enormous sense of cold and just the way that it transports you to that kind of survival is incredibly important. The immersion of the mode with the snow and the effects and everything, and that's something that we feel super strongly working on Survivors. We're gonna top that, and we're gonna go beyond that, and just the sense of you need to feel cold after you stop playing, basically. So that was really nice to see that we're all in alignment there on the good things. On the things to improve, we saw a lot of feedback on the loot and the resources not, the location not being randomized. So eventually you learn, and it becomes it can become samey, and that is a top priority for us to randomize not just what's in the chest, but the locations of the containers and even more things. So this is a priority. To
and they
keep
said
it
that they've
interesting,
totally
to
like
increase the time that
completely
you wanna spend, because it's,
redesigned the
giving you,
entire world
a challenge every
to
time.
add snow.
Yeah, and you mentioned how important is the
and
feedback,
so a lot of the
because I do
familiar
remember people talking
environments that
about
we're
loot
probably
and
used
how
to
important it is to get
in
it randomized.
DC
and
will
this
be
type
very
of feedback
different.
is very important to us, and the
Yeah,
community
and like the
involvement is very
introduction
important
of
as
like
well. So this is why
randomization
during
will make
Gamescom
it
last
a
year
little
we
more
promised
replayable
that we would
than the
include
OG.
more people in the
But
ETF, the
I
lead
found
task
it,
force.
in my
We
opinion,
revamped the whole
infinitely
program. We invited more
replayable. Even
people,
if you
we
learn
increased
where
the
things
number
are,
of
like you
participants,
kind of
and
never
we got
know
a
how
more
the enemies or if you play the
sample of
PvP
players.
version
So now
of
we have a
survival,
wider range
you never
of,
knew how players
experience
would
and expertise
interact as
from
well.
all
So
over the
technically,
world. And I'm happy to say that we stay true to the
survival
promise,
was
because
technically
those
the
players
first
from
battle
ETF, we
royale.
invite some of them, you can see the picture
I don't think
now.
it was
And some
intended
of
to
them
be a
came
battle
here last
royale,
month
but
to
that's kind of
test
what it
for
was.
the first time survivors in a very early build,
And it wasn't
they
about
were
like
the first
circles
ones to
closing.
play
It
their
was just,
chapter and
you know,
test out
eventually it
these new
becomes so
experience.
cold and
what
resources
can
are scarce,
can
you
say
know,
about
and
that?
you
I was not
find
part
good
of that,
loot,
as
and
you
you're
can
like,
see in
okay,
the
I need to
picture, but
extract.
How
you
did
know?
it go?
Oh, you were missed. It went super well.
Yeah, look at that. Look at
we had a
how
ton of
vastly
fun.
it's changed. You got snow
we,
drifts going
you
up
know,
the side of
talked
buildings.
About, so much about the survivors. We shared a lot, and they did get to play. And it,
Maybe even
and it was a
snow will
mega,
collapse
mega,
some
mega
rooftops
early
as
build,
well.
Right? So it had so many bugs and so many issues.
Transform
so
some of the
big thanks
interiors
for
and
for
exteriors of
understanding
DC.
and trying to see past
It'd be cool.
all of the issues and at the core of what we were trying to achieve. So that was much appreciated, and it really did help us out.
Yeah, and was there anything during those tests that surprised you or reassured something that you
Also,
thought
the
about
Metal
the
Gear
reception?
Solid stuff and Rainbow Six drops
yeah,
today
I mean,
as
it was
well.
very, very useful.
I'd like
We
to
get a
check
lot
it
of
out.
things. One
I don't
thing
know
that,
if we'll have time. Maybe tonight.
Was surprising, and also,
Tonight or tomorrow.
super nice to notice was that everyone that was playing, it was like discovering the city once again. Like they
Okay,
said
we got
that they
about
were
5 or 6 minutes here.
exploring, and getting lost, and really it was like a whole new just conquering the city once again, and that is amazing to hear and a little bit surprising, because we are nowhere near done with the transformation, the flow changes, the content additions, and the sort of all of the new things that we want to add to transform DC so that it's a completely new experience to play it. So that was a cool surprise. The other thing that I would say was a little bit surprising to us, because it's an early build. There's no onboarding, so it's fairly brutal. But these people were very quick. I mean, everyone dies in the beginning, but the speed at which they overcome that and started learning everything and surviving and kicking ass was very quick. So I'm not saying this to blow smoke up your whatever, but it was that was impressive. So maybe we just need to make it harder.
Yeah, Survivors is still in early development, which means that, you know, the players don't know anything. So we see a lot of speculation going on online. And a few of these I picked out 3. So maybe I'm thinking I will read them out loud and we will see if you can confirm, deny. The first one is about the name. You dropped a tease at Gamescom that there's something about the name that might give a hint in one direction or another. So first, speculation that Survivors, the middle of it, VIV, is actually Roman numbers, and it's hinting to a numbers, maybe 4 or 6, and this is tied to groups, co-op possibilities, or something else. The other speculation on the name is that an attack has happened in DC, and their survivors is actually the survivors from this attack. Are they onto something?
All right, interesting. I will say this, that one of those is onto something, and the other not so much.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Last one then. Different parts of the map are different on various runs. So for example, one place is not accessible on one run, but it may be accessible in the next one. And this one they spoke about when they showed this sewer image when there's an explosion. So they were like, maybe it's dangerous to go here one time, but not the next. Are they onto something?
Yeah, I would say so. And I mentioned it before when we talked about
diverse
the loot,
environments,
locations and everything. We're
could
working
be
very hard to make it a super
accessible
dynamic
or inaccessible.
place, and making each run different.
That's cool.
And that's
how you make
it's
things
not just,
random.
with where you find.
I gotta
things,
say, all the art
but,
they've done for
we
this
wanna make
mode
everything dynamic.
looks really cool as well.
When it's fun, not completely random, right? There has to be, as a player, there has to be some logic and some rules so that you feel that learning matters. So you have to be able to plan a route and then not everything's random, but knowing where it is random, so still it's like it's a game of chance, but where there's a skill element. So yeah, totally correct on that one.
Well, I guess I will have to come back with a few more.
Yeah,
we can't wait to have you back on the next stream, and as soon as we have more to share, we will. But there will be more closed tests, private tests happening this year. Yes.
Absolutely. We can't wait to share more and get more and more people to try it out and get more feedback and just keep on improving.
All right, so now we're gonna moving on to Resurgence, because as you saw in the showcase, we also have big news for Resurgence. They have officially release date is gonna happen on March 31st, so in the end of the month you can play Anniversary Season TD2 for the whole month, and then in the end you have the Division Resurgence being launched for everybody, and we're gonna have cross rewards as well for Division 2 players and Division Resurgence players. You saw better during the showcase. I think we have an image for that. Yep, now you can see it, so you have to log in both games to
that's the
unlock
rewards.
exclusive.
I think that's pretty much
on top.
All we're gonna get here. I think
below.
Entertainment over what L1 is doing. So, hi guys, for those of you
skipping
joining,
ahead.
Resurgence is the mobile adaptation of.
Yeah, so they're gonna talk about Resurgence and play it a little bit. I'm not really gonna cover all that. But I think all of the things that they've shown today looks really interesting, and I'm excited for the Division for the first time in a long time. I think had they have kept up with updates, they would be exploding in popularity. And I think now they're sort of catching on to the idea that like the players never left after Warlords of New York, and it just took them so long to finally realize like, oh hey, if we actually like continue to develop this game and come out with DLC that's meaningful beyond just like season passes and doing the like where the rogue agents show up and hunt you and just hunting after random agents each season, like it never felt like it had any meaning or like overall story impact to me. It just felt like the bare minimum of what you could do with that world, and just to keep giving players something very minimal to chase. I think full-on expansions and expanding the world is the way to go, and introducing more incursions and different game modes, and obviously bringing back survival in what they're calling survivors now is a good thing. So I don't know, very exciting. We'll try to check out realism mode this month very soon. The games are on sale. Division 1 is $5, Division 2 $2.99. Warlords of New York is free for this month, which you'll need to play realism mode, which will be temporary just until April 2nd. So, interesting. We'll keep an eye on it. So, until next time, take care, be safe, and we'll see you later. Bye.